Here we go. You are now listening to Random Ramblings with Rob. Yay! Yeah! Look at it. Boom, boom, boom.
What up, everybody? This your boy B-Rob, and I'm back with another edition of, I'm about to say Wrestling's Trash. God damn, we ain't doing no wrestling talk, but we probably touch it here.
Oh, we're not doing wrestling talk? I can do wrestling talk all day.
I mean, we'll touch on it in a bit, but I had wrestling on the brain. You had Raw on in the background. You got the Effie shirt on. So let me rewind that. Let Ace Ventura that shit. What up, everybody? This your boy B-Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Ramblings with Rob podcast. And if, goddamn, I'm just off my shit right now. Fuck it. You know, you here, you know what it is. I mean, there's been 200 and goddamn 70 something episodes previous to this one. So, I mean, if you ain't got the lingo by now, I mean, it is what it is. But this is the Random Ramblings with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for putting up with that verbal diarrhea that you just heard. Because I ain't going to cut none of that shit out. So fuck it. And if you're a first-time listener, welcome to the madness. Welcome to the things that is me. And if you are a first-time listener, and if anybody recommended you to me, I mean, this was a great episode for you to come in on. But seeing that you want to show your gratitude for somebody recommending you to this podcast, I want you to lean over to that person and give them a crisp high five. But if you are still being socially conscious and everything, you ain't been Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson up or whatever the other ones is, you know, you're trying to collect them all like Infinity Stones and shit. I don't recommend you do that. But sanitize before, give them that crisp high five, sanitize after, then back your ass up 6 feet. But if you still want to be safe and whatnot, take your social media app of choice and daggone send them a DM. Tell them thank you for recommending you to me. And speaking of social media, you can find the Random Ramblers with Rob on various social media platforms to include Twitter at 3R Show, Instagram at the 3R Show, and Twitch every blue moon /3R Show after you put twitch.tv. And for anything that I may have forgotten to mention, you can find on randomrob.com. Oh shit, I got through all that crap. But anyway, joining me, as you can see to my, well, that would be my right, because I'm looking at myself backwards and I'm pointing to my left in real life. Here, I have a guest. So I have been through the randomness that is the internet. I have searched the annals of Twitter and I found various interesting people that have piqued my interest, but none so like this gentleman sitting right here to my virtual left, my on-screen right. And this man is a MacGyver. This man is an engineer. I hope he went to, was that MIT for engineering or some shit like that. He can work at NASA. He can come down here and to Houston. He is the wizard of smoke. He is the daggone, the prestige of Purple Haze. I don't know if you smoke that, but it sounds delicious.
Oh, absolutely.
But as he has been formally called, joining me is Mr. Bong. But you can call him Mike if he lets you.
Yep, either one. Most of the time, people refer to my father as Mr. Bong, but I think I have taken the title formally, as far as I know.
So, sir, you inhale a lot of good vibes and everything is what I like to call it. So, I mean, really, I'm intrigued. Before we get to the engineering aspect of all these things, I mean, you talk about your father being Mr. Bong and whatnot. I mean, did you inherit this lifestyle, or it was just something that you walked into?
So on the record, I can't say I've never seen my father smoke, but by the way he lives his life, I can absolutely guarantee you that he does. He is still 50 with a flowing mullet. And he prefers Sammy Hagar Van Halen. So I think he has to be smoking to be on that side of the fence.
Word. Yeah, I mean, he sounds like a delightful gentleman.
Oh, he absolutely is.
Yeah. But the fascinating part of all these things or whatever. I know you do a lot of other things, but what I'm focusing on is the things that blow my mind. And
Right.
speaking of blowing things or whatever, you just be blowing hella cloud smoke out of various items. What in the blue hell, as The Rock would say, compelled you to do something like this? One thing being that I saw, I believe, I think you blew smoke out of a goddamn laptop or some shit, didn't you?
Okay, yep. That was a Mac PowerBook that I got at a yard sale for $5. Yeah, it was just I have this thing where I have probably 10, 20 stupid ideas a day, and I'll pursue them for about a day, or I'll pursue them for the rest of my life. It's either one or the other. On the same day, the other idea was I was going to start an Instagram where I took a picture every time I saw a 69 in the wild.
Oh,
yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that was Everything's a Nice.
That would have been I see what you did there. I just caught it. It just pinked me on the side of the head like a freaking acorn and shit. Everything's 69, like everything's a bong. I got
right.
you. Branding, advertising. I get where you're coming from.
I have like about 10 different registered options if I choose to pursue them for future brand endeavors, different splits for everything's I got Everything's an art, everything's a shit post, Everything's a nice, all registered and already taken. So
yeah, and it's crazy because damn, you speak about brand recognition and getting all your shit together, whatever. I did not do that, and I go on a tirade and a rant every time that I introduce my not my Twitter, my Instagram handle at the 3R Show, because I wanted 3R Show because I want all my shit to be uniform. I want all my shit to be the same, but they got some punk motherfucker. I always got
that's a problem I'm running into with Twitter. I had to create an entirely new account.
Yeah, I thought you got they suspended you or something like that.
So what happened was I got into a rip-roaring Twitter fight with just some old lady. I can't remember what it was about, but it logged me out of my account. And as soon as I went to log back in, it was like, change your password, and then we'll send you an email to change your password. And I don't have the email that I registered that account with, and there's no way they will let me verify who I am, even though there's various videos and pictures of me just blowing smoke all over it. Like, I don't know if I really need, how am I going to verify my identity for that one?
Word. And what was the count up on that one? Because I know you had to start over.
I was getting close to like 4,000 followers on that one, and a couple videos up in the 6 digits for views. So
yeah, because you had a nice little archive of videos and everything. And I remember one day I went back to research one, and poof, I was like, hey, I hope he just didn't go up in the cloud of smoke.
Yeah, it was a very hard decision on to remake everything or to just give it up, but I think I made the right choice.
Yes, very much so. So what the elephant in the room that we need to speak about is what would, because I seen you blow smoke out of a manner of all awkward and peculiar things. But
right.
What in the whole hell would possess you to make a bong out of a pocket pussy?
Okay, so I had a lot of money to blow at tax time, and that was I was on Joey Janela's quarantine show, the Janela Zone, and someone said in the chat, this dude's gonna smoke out of a pocket pussy next. And I was like, bet. So I went ahead and did it. I ordered one and made it up, and it might be the best smoking thing I've ever made. Like, the suction inside of it is absolutely perfect.
That makes sense. That makes all the sense. And I'm glad that you verified and confirmed that you ordered a brand new one.
Oh, absolutely. This was not a thrift store find. It was not, on a blanket at a garage sale. This came to me in a box, sealed.
Yes.
Factory sealed.
Yes, we don't need those apparatuses being used to, because you wear the seal out, you get a second.
Right. I think I read that that's the problem with the Shrek ones. Yeah, there's Shrek ones now.
Whoa!
I'll send you the link after this. I was just looking at it, and I guess it's like the tail butthole, and I guess they get worn out really fast, and people are really upset about it.
So does it play "Hey Now You're a Rock Star" when you stroke it? That was
somebody.
He's stole the world. It's kind of.
Oh, yep, exactly. That's some advanced marketing right there.
I mean, hey,
it's still something though that I think Smash Mouth would approve of.
I mean, come on now. That money prints itself. Smash Mouth with a mouth pocket pussy.
It's hey, now you're a porn star. It writes itself.
It prints itself. It's just money waiting to be printed. I mean, they see that? Look at that. Hey, now you're a porn star. It plays the music when you stroke it, stick your finger in it, whatever you do. I don't know what you do with one of those. I got my own personal one that I've been married to for 12
videos
years.
On the internet that are very informative.
Oh no. I'm good. Okay. I mean, my imagination is decent. I can imagine. Speaking of pocket pussy, to tie it all together, to bring it around. When I was in the military, I've been aware of what a pocket pussy has been for a long, long time. Never used one personally, but I was in the military. I think I might have been a good year or so in. It was my first duty station, right out of boot camp and training and everything. And they sent me to the field, as you do. I mean, to go, because I was attached to a tank unit. So every year, twice a year, they have to go out to a tank range and they have to qualify, like we would do with a rifle. They had to go out there with a big ass tank and shoot tank rounds down range and shit. So end of the day, it's nighttime. We all got the tent set up and everything. And I'm going to the little common area that we all have. And a guy I know, one of the tankers, he was just like, hey, man, you want to get in on this pocket pussy? Just randomly. Just, casual. You want to get in on this? I was like, nah, dog. He's like, I mean, we clean it and everything. And just the structure and the words in that sentence, we clean it and everything.
Right. You're not number two.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what the...
was it a real one or was it like a handmade one?
I don't know. I didn't want to get into the weeds. I didn't want to get into the specifics, the schematics, and nothing. I just like...
You weren't questioning the details on this one.
No. And this was the same outing to where the guys was like, hey, man, come check this out. I was already apprehensive because of the pocket pussy shit happened prior to this.
What's next?
So I go into the tent and it's dark, pitch black. And in the back of the tent, it has like a faint glow because you know what a chem light is, right? The little glow sticks that they rave with, all that shit. So there's a faint glow of that in the back. So I think they might have cracked some open, threw some in the back of the tent or whatever. And I get closer and there's this dark mass because it's a bigger tent. So they got stanchions in the middle, the poles and shit to hold it, to prop it up. And I'm just walking toward the back and, the glow is getting brighter. And there's like this big black mass in the back that's like centered on one of the truss, the poles.
Right.
And I get closer to it. It looked like a cocoon and it's just covered in Kimlite juice. They just like split them open and they just douse this thing with Kimlite juice. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And it just started moving and shit. So what they did, they took one of their fellow Marines inside his sleeping bag, trying to sleep, rest off the rigors of the day. They duct taped him inside his sleeping bag to his cot. Then they took said cot that they duct taped him to inside of his sleeping bag, and they picked him up and duct taped him to the truss of the tent, the pole, and just duct taped him around. And then they just splashed all kind of Kimlite juice on him. And I was like, but why? And why do y'all choose me to show me all this random shit? And
right, you're an accessory now.
Yeah, I was like, he's seen it. Fuck. But yes, that wild shit. Is that a Nintendo 64?
So how long was he up for?
I have no clue. Because
so you were out of there. You didn't finish the night with whatever they were doing.
It was just like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, they did a lot of things before and after that night.
Yeah. So it just seems like that guy was like, he didn't give a fuck anymore. It's like he might have been pushed to his outer limits and whatnot. And you're just like, whatever. Right. This is life now.
Just acceptance. Move past all the other steps of grievance to just I'm the pole guy now.
I am the pole. The pole is me. Is that a Nintendo 64 I spy?
Yes, it is. It is actually also bong number 47.
I was about to say that. You have a running tally on all these bongs that you constructed. What was number one?
Number one was a tri-headed elephant that I found at a Salvation Army. It was like a ceramic statue, but it was an elephant with 3 heads on the side. And I looked it up, and I guess it's like something super religious for somebody. And I really questioned, like, halfway through, like, me smoking out of like random things to me offensive to somebody else?
Yeah. So I mean, shit. I mean, yeah, that is a conundrum. You know, it's just like I found this thing at a thrift store or some shit like that, and I want to smoke out of it, and then somebody said, "Oh, it's my deity. What are you doing?"
Exactly. But then I decided this one isn't up on the Twitter anymore. It got taken down. So for Memorial Day, I rolled up one of an American flag.
Oh, yeah.
And
that might have been some cause for question.
It went over very well. I mean, the climate is very...
Yeah. A lot of people like, fuck that shit. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. And the kind of people who wouldn't think that was cool, I don't really associate with, so...
Yeah. And then you got block buttons and all those other things.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. Now you talk about that's item number 47 that you have reconstructed into a bong or whatnot. What is the running count as current?
So I'm at 60 right now.
What are you going to do for 69?
I do not know. I'm not going to think about that one until 68.
Okay.
But actually starting real soon, I'm officially calling it bong season.
Okay.
I'm going to try to release a bong every week for at least the spring and summer.
Ooh.
I've taken kind of a hiatus for a little while.
I know, man. That's a lot of being nimble with your hands and everything, and just
it's not a good time to. There's no yard sales. There's not really supposed to be going into the stores. No one's really thrifting, so it's been kind of hard on us bong makers.
Yeah. So all right, you're up to 60. What 60? What you say?
60 even.
60 even. So we had 60 iterations of so many different bongs and everything.
Well, okay, there's 60 as it stands right now. There are some lost bongs that I do not have footage of.
Oh, okay. So I mean, what made you want to document all this stuff? Is it one of those things to like nobody would ever believe me, so I have to document it?
It was absolutely a bad idea that I fleshed out, and bad
idea that you fleshlight.
Yep.
Get it?
I wanted to basically the way I run it is I run it as a very serious page. Like I plug myself a lot. I do very good marketing for myself. I'm across multiple platforms. So I want to use it as like a portfolio someday. Like if I can do well with garbage content, literally just me smoking out garbage, if I had real content, I could be a good marketing person for you, So even at the worst, it's a project that I can put together and say, hey, I got 20,000 followers across 6 different platforms, and I can do it with, the lowest of brow content.
So I'm going to throw out a random number or whatever. And you can tell me like the backstory of the apparatus that you constructed. So we had 60. Okay. I already know what number one is. I know what you already did the pocket pussy. So let's see. I'm gonna throw out a number. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. 37.
37. Let's see.
You got an Excel sheet?
I actually do have an Excel. I'm really bad as far as like. I don't know. I have an Excel sheet with all the links to all my threads for each bong, so I can spam them in the replies of other people.
Yeah, that makes sense because I mean that's why I do a podcast to audio document all the shit that I say because I know I'm gonna forget it.
Right. Okay.
While you do search that, how you been enjoying that PS5?
Very well, actually. Not as much as I should. I'm kind of just using it to still play Rocket League, which I know isn't really a PS5 game, but
yeah.
Okay, so number 37 was my tab disappeared.
Oh.
That was actually me on the Janelle Zone. I smoked out of a harmonica.
Oh, so
Fly with Joy Janelle and Nasty Leroy.
So what? How did you come up with this concept for that or whatnot? I mean, just give me the whole backstory.
So the way I do it actually is I don't pick the object first. Mm-hmm. I'll walk into a store and say, I'm going to get maybe 10 or 15 things that could be bongs, and I'm going to run them all through the gauntlet and see which ones work.
I mean, so I'm thinking about it like a harmonica, man. It got all the intake on it, man. So I mean,
so I taped most of it off.
Okay, very well.
So I used the top 3 grates and used some electrical tape down to the bottom grate. So I used the bottom grate as the intake, and then the top 3 as where I lit the weed.
Very well.
But when I did it, it made the sound the entire way. So as I'm inhaling, all you hear is the wheeze of the harmonica. Yeah, it was. I don't plan any of this beforehand. Everything is done pretty much one take. Like the videos that you see are me getting it to work for the first time.
Word.
And usually the only time, because I don't really want to try these things more than once.
Yeah, especially with Apocalypse.
I did that one a couple times. No, it worked really well.
Well, I mean, it's mine. So fuck it.
That's right. I had to get my money's worth out of that one.
Yeah. So you can stroke it after. So
no, I ruined the suction by blowing it because I just torched a hole into the back of it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it was kind of charred at the back end, so I wouldn't recommend.
Yeah, because that's you losing your containment area.
Yeah.
So you got a Twitch channel and everything. I mean, does any of your stuff like the construction aspects get into that or whatnot, or is it just you playing games?
Not at all. My Twitch is completely just me playing games. I know this is not that. I've thought about it. I've thought about making it. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to make an entire Twitch show. And that's going to require a little bit more planning. I did do one live bong making. No one came to it. Well, for a while, I didn't know what was allowed on Twitch. Yeah. So
currently they got a girl on there sitting there in a little kiddie pool in a bikini.
I've seen it. The hot tub girls, they're really taking over Twitch.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm just going to say they should just get their own site, and then I will gladly pay them for their content.
I know. And I mean, it can be a place for fans, right?
Right. I mean,
OnlyFans maybe.
No, it's got to be about the tubs.
Okay, like just the tubs. Okay,
they're all secret advertisements for hot tubs. They're just doing it really subliminally.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 months down the line, you're going to be going out to the store and you're going to order yourself a hot tub. And you're not going to know why. And it's just because it's there.
Yeah,
because the hot girls told you to.
I don't get it. So you mean to tell me she could sit there in a bikini in a little lap pool and whatnot and play with various items, but I can't play 30 seconds of a goddamn song and get my shit banned?
You cannot. Absolutely not. And even the song, even if the band says you can, you still can't.
Yeah. And I think it was weird not too long ago, if I remember it correctly, which I probably haven't. Twitch did some kind of award show and they own music got banned and it was Twitch themselves doing the award show. Okay.
So I actually saw that Metallica was performing and they got DMCA'd while they were performing. So it muted themselves while they were playing. And in like ultimate irony with Lars there, like he really did it to himself. Fight with Napster, you get yourself banned on Twitch 20 years later.
See there. Irony of the whole thing. But man, so as far as your constructions of all these things or your fabrications and whatnot, I mean, what is your background? This is just like your own know-how, or you got some kind of engineering degree or something like that?
So I am a high school graduate and that's it. I have attended zero school after that. After that, I was a CNA for 7 years on the dementia unit of a nursing home. And I've been a cashier for the last 3 years at a local deli bodega sandwich shop type.
Oh man, you just in prime real estate right now, man. You
That's
blow
right.
you some cush and go straight to work and be like, stack on deli meats, man.
Yep.
Shit.
Just deal with the alcoholics.
Oh man. Yeah. I can
Yep.
see that. So is there anything that you have well, nah, I don't want to use that verbiage. I would say pilfered from work and constructed bonds out of.
Okay, so there's one that is not on my Twitter anymore, but it's still on the Instagram at Everything A Bong. It was a life-size zombie that we used for Halloween who removed his head, but he also had a chef's hat on.
Whoa.
And was wearing an apron.
I need to see this.
See, I might have taken it down because I was afraid someone from work was going to see it.
Let's see.
But I blasted a hole in the back of his head, and to hit it, you had to make out with it.
Yeah. Oh, follow. Let's see.
Yeah, Harry might not be around anymore.
Oh, you named him?
Actually, he came with a name. Like the store named him before I had him, and I swiped him to fix him because he wasn't working right, and I turned him into a bong.
Oh, I see the elephant.
Yep.
What is number 2? What is that? Oh, Dale Earnhardt.
That is an action figure of Dale Earnhardt, which I later found out was worth like $140. Like I have a bad history of picking up valuable things at a thrift shop and not looking them up before I turn them into bongs.
Oh, you ever what's that show? Andy's Road Show or whatever?
Oh, Antiques Roadshow, yeah.
You should make your own, and it should be like Antiques Bong Show or some shit like that, where you go antiquing looking for bong, stuff.
Right, like people have been smoking weed forever. There's antique bongs, antique pipes.
See, well, even that you can even go that route,
right?
So you can get it appraised.
I'm thinking more like Shark Tank. Like people bring me the items and say, "Make a bong. Will you make a bong out of this?"
Ooh, I like that. So I mean, shit. You think you can make some out of this sewing machine here?
Absolutely. Anything with a motor is real fun because you can, if you tape things off, you can get to auto pull from your bowl. Like anything with a fan, anything with a motor.
Word.
Yeah. If you look at one of my favorites, if you can find the dinosaur suit.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That was crazy.
Yep. Yep. For that one, I just hooked up a 2-liter bottle to the fan intake, and it would just auto pull, and then blast it right into my head.
That is a Kahlua bottle? That's a big bitch.
Okay. Weirdly enough, that was just from a yard sale, maybe 4 houses down from where I was. And I guess she worked at like a prop store for a while, and she just had a bunch of crazy shit. And that was kind of, a good inspiration. It's like, I got a good well of information here, I got a source for wild shit.
Hold on, because I mean, I'm not doing it justice right now, because is it like the audio portion of this is just be people like, what are they doing?
Right. I love that the best though, when people have to just imagine what I'm doing. I feel like it's like when Stevie Wonder's trying to watch basketball.
All right, here we go. Look, we got the page up.
Perfect.
So here we are. Explain this. What's going on here?
So about 13 years ago, I'm big into like the local hardcore scene. So I made a joke band where I did like synth MIDI covers of like serious hardcore songs. And I made the whole thing into a big joke. So that's me being seen and at the hardcore show and doing a cover of Living on a Prayer of a MIDI version with just screaming over it. To paint a good picture of that one. This is the last one I did. This one wasn't the greatest. That Brock Lesnar. It
don't look like it. It looked like a knockoff Brock.
It absolutely is. It's a dollar store Brock. If you click the page arrow, it'll take you to. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That don't look good.
Yep. No. Like this one was hard to get through, and then the next one will be the video. Yeah.
So you blazing this butthole.
That's right. Well, it's a good route. Like it's tried and true for the action figures. Like, I mean, for as bad as that one was, it hit pretty well compared to some others.
That is amazing. I mean, is your pop still around?
Yeah.
What does he think of all your shenanigans?
He has no clue.
Oh, very well.
Yep.
I will not spill the beans to Mr. Bong.
Yeah, I don't do anything at my home and they have never been knowledgeable of me smoking. I don't know. It's just weird territory. My parents have always been like, they're both Navy parents.
Oh,
so it's very much do as I say, not as I do. So,
oh, yeah, there.
And how do you explain this to your parents?
Exactly.
Like, I know he's gonna see it eventually, but I want him to encounter it in the wild. Like, just to have it show up in one of his feeds somewhere.
I'm glad it's new. That's just
because that means he's gonna have to approach me and be like, "Hey, I think I saw you on the internet. Was this you?"
Yeah. This is gonna be a fun time when that happens. Whenever you bring it up.
I hope he dies first.
No, don't say that.
Well, okay. I hope he never sees it.
It'll be like you can be on his deathbed and she'd be like, "Son."
I'll be like, hey, check this out. I wanted to be the thing that sends him over the edge.
Ari knows, and you hadn't said anything until that moment. He's like, "Come closer. You smoked out a pocket pussy."
That was sick.
Oh yeah, Ari be like, "Nice."
Yeah, exactly. No, to be fair, I don't think he would actually care.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not something I would bring up with my father.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a casual conversation. Yeah,
not really. It's not a casual conversation with anybody.
I mean, it kind of is for the past 35 minutes.
Right. But you were primed. You were ready. And this is like easing other people into it. But if you just stumble upon me when you're not expecting it, it's pretty abrasive.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the human being because here we are. And I'm just like, I seen it. I was like, I have to talk to this person.
It's a very split 50-50 reaction. It's either great or very not great.
I don't understand how it can not be great. I mean,
I'm on the side of things where I believe it's art.
Yes.
In a roundabout way.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a whole, just that I've stuck it out long enough to accumulate 60 of these.
Yeah, and then it's just like there's a motherfucker somewhere that made buku bucks for duct taping a banana to a wall somewhere.
Exactly, and my plan is to sell out. Like from day one, I want a job. I want to sell out. I want to monetize. Like I make no bones about it. Like I'm not going to do anything shitty to do that.
Yeah,
but I will do this to make money.
Everything's a sellout.
That's right. I'm trying to quit my job. I'm trying not to have to go to college.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't want to go either. I mean, I haven't gone or whatever. I attempted to at one point in my life, and I was just like, fuck this couch.
That's right.
I joined the military to not go to school or whatever. And then
I feel like that's the most respectable way. Like, to join the military to escape is the most respectable way.
Yeah. And then I was just like, I got in the military and I did more like work that was school-esque than, I probably should have just went to fucking school.
Right. You're like, shit, this was a trap. They're just trying to teach me more shit here.
No. So how long your folks was in the Navy?
I think they did just a normal 4 years. They actually met in the Navy. They were both stationed in Guam. My mom was the mail carrier, and so they tell me. I mean, the story sounds too good too fake to be true, but I'm not going to question them on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, because you're here.
Right, exactly. Like something happened.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She delivered a package, and then he just dropped off his load, and there it is.
Let's just say she moved to his parents' house after discharge instead of moving home.
Well, very well.
Yeah, she left and then waited for him there for a year. So,
well, shit. Hey, man. Yeah. He signed, sealed, and delivered. He licked the stamps.
Right? Like, imagine just being ready to, like, the anxiety of just waiting to go. Being like, is she still at my parents?
Yeah. So, what are we playing right now? I know you talking about you was on Rocket League and all that other stuff, but what else we got in the pipe?
So
Because I want to know if you like me or whatever. Because I got the PlayStation 5, I got the Xbox Series X and shit and everything. I got my stuff that I had previous, downloaded again and everything, so I can have it to play and whatnot. I finished Ghost of Tsushima, and I didn't have it in me after that. I tried to play another game, like I tried to start Control the other day, and I got through like finding the first little mission and shit, and then I was just like, I really don't want to play this anymore.
Right now, the last game I just beat Turtles in Time.
Oh yeah, because they redid that, or you just went?
No. I played the Super Nintendo version. I'm actually my Twitch is I'm working on my backlog of games. I went through and from the beginning of from NES on, I picked out any game that I had interest in, anything I wanted to play that I didn't get to, anything I wanted to beat, up to PS5. So I'm at something crazy like 964 games.
Oh no.
And then what I do is I take the list and I throw it into a random generator, and I'll play whatever it spits out at me at number 1 out of the list of unplayed games.
Okay. Shit. And have you ever had the attempt to smoke a cartridge yet?
Actually, yes. I have smoked No Mercy 64.
Damn. What number was that?
Mid 40s, I think. Mid 40s to low 50s.
It would have been cool if you did it on 64.
I know. I think originally it was, but like I said, I lost a couple bongs along the way.
Oh yeah. That is true.
Yeah.
Wow. So, damn, a whole cartridge. So what haven't you smoked that is on the list? What's on the docket that you're trying to, construct something out of?
I've always wanted to do like an inflatable mattress.
Yeah. So you talking about like just the standard one, or are you talking about the one with the motor in it?
I'm talking about the one with the motor in it. I want it to pull into and inflate into the mattress, and then afterwards you just hit the mattress.
Okay.
Let's see. Trying to think of any of my big ticket items. I mean, eventually I'm gonna retire the PS4 and do that. Like I kind of retire all my console stuff by smoking out of it.
You bet. I want to see you do the 5.
Right. I'm starting to figure out that that's about to be worth a lot more money than it is now. So,
yeah, man, I was about to say, if you smoked out of a PS5, motherfuckers would try to find you.
I'd be that guy that bought it on day 1 and goes outside and smashes it.
Yeah, I did see that. Now I don't think that was right.
There's one every time. It's like I don't have it in me to be that guy to destroy like something worthwhile knowingly.
Yeah,
like I will unknowingly destroy something worthwhile. I really want to get into. I want to learn how to work with ceramics.
Yeah. Like glass blowing and all that stuff, and
yeah, because a failed bong I did was a glass fish. It was like a glass fish wine bottle.
Yeah,
and I decided that I could just torch it to melt the glass down, and I should be dead. That thing exploded like there was no tomorrow, just fucking pieces everywhere, and like I almost quit after it because I was like, oh, some kid's gonna go home and do this too. Like someone else is gonna try to make a bong and kill themselves, and I'm gonna get sued. They're gonna be the next Beavis and Butthead copycats.
So what has been the most difficult out of the 60 that we got on record right now?
Man, the most difficult. I think the Nintendo 64 really was. I had to do a lot of work. Like I removed the front part where the controller ports are to get a good airway in, and just taking that apart and putting it back together was a big pain in the ass. So
is any of these things salvageable afterwards once you did the construction and whatnot?
The Nintendo 64 works still. I actually have to mail it out because I gave it away. I did a giveaway for it. Because I have another Nintendo 64, which I also turned into a bong, but it was just a regular gray one. This one's the Atomic Green, the Donkey Kong one.
Yeah, that's the one on the ledge right there, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yes, it is. Underneath Mr. Strowman.
That guy.
That guy.
So since we here wrestling, that guy, they made a hard left turn on that dude or whatever. I just
he started to get too big for the show. Like Vince pumped the brakes on him. He was getting too big. He was becoming, larger than life. I mean, and that was the point of the character, and he just did it too well. Like I saw him at a couple of house shows, and he just kids love him, and it got to be too much.
And he was a victim of like a lot of the other guys, like the newer talent and whatnot. He's a victim of the veterans and whatnot. We got so many people on the roster, then we got to maximize the usage out of our veterans that come back, like Brock and Goldberg and all this other bullshit. So when you utilizing those guys, what the fuck you gonna do with Braun Strowman? He can't just be doing random shenanigans over here or whatever. So
you do what you did when you started with him, and you just throw him in random squash matches against people you hired off the streets.
Yeah, but then people won't
5 people at the same time. You just make him a sideshow.
Yeah, but it just eventually be like, why he ain't got the title yet? Why he ain't got the title yet? Why he ain't got the title yet?
Now, this is going to sound blasphemous, but people said the same thing about The Undertaker, and he did just fine without the title. And he was kind of a sideshow. Where they bring in, kind of a larger-than-life character to try to take him on for, quite a while.
Yeah, I get that. But
I don't think Strowman needs the title. I think he's personable enough to carry, a good persona with the fans without a title. Like, he doesn't need the crutch.
I don't know. Because right now, he do that thing to where he yell when he talk, and he talk till he run out of breath.
Yeah, but the inner Scott Steiner fan in me says, yes, just keep yelling. Like, I want
him to turn into Steiner math and shit, huh?
Absolutely. I just want him I want him out of breath, gassed by the end of his promo because he's just shouting at the top of his lungs. Like, that's the character he should be.
I did.
Like, you ever see Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes.
Okay. The guy that shouts nerds?
Yes.
That just make Braun Strowman a Neanderthal.
Yeah. And then he can be a nerd at the end. He can just wear big glasses with tape in the middle.
We'll get Matt Stryker back for that one.
Hey, speaking of that, did you watch the show last night?
I fell asleep halfway through it.
I understand. I see your point there.
Yeah. I am a fan of Matt Stryker in commentary, though, and D'Lo.
Yes. And it was crazy to have Matt Stryker and Mauro Ranallo on the screen in my ear holes at the same damn time.
I know. I hope Mauro just calling one-off matches becomes more of a thing. Like, I want him to travel around a little bit.
Yeah, I figured that's, that would be perfect for him. You just come in.
Yeah, because he gets freaked out if he's in one place for too long.
Yeah. It was funny with him calling the boxing matches with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I saw that. That was, Snoop held his own, though. Like, with not laughing at him, because Mauro always tries to fit in, he tries to be the most relevant. And the way he just presents it is the corniest way possible. And I know Snoop Dogg just couldn't, he wanted to laugh so bad.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg is just a national treasure. Let's put it that way.
He is.
And then he's supposed to be in 2K22.
I saw that.
So he's just his hands is all over wrestling. He got theme songs on either side for AEW and WWE. He's been on AEW and WWE. He might be in the video game. And it's just,
if anyone's been cloned, it's him.
Him and Gucci Mane. Is this what they say?
When did Gucci Mane get cloned?
When he went to jail.
Okay.
When they released the clone or whatever, he got like all these big shiny white teeth and everything.
Oh no, I remember that now. Okay. Yeah.
They said that's the clone.
Yeah, he got extreme makeovered.
Mm-hmm. He got his face tattoo gone and all that stuff. So he's like, yeah, that ain't Gucci Mane. That's a clone.
Yeah, that's the CIA plant.
He's like, salutation, fellow drug dealers. But what did you think about WrestleMania?
I enjoy. I didn't watch night 2. I enjoyed night 1. WWE is kind of a hard sell on me right now. Like
as it plays in the background.
I know it's a game of how long can I make it through it? Like, how long does it get every time?
So, have you ever used it as a point of reference, like time wise or whatever, as you construct a bong or whatever? It's like, all right, we're gonna start at 7 or 8 p.m. Central or Eastern, and all right, let's see how fast I can make this shit.
It only takes me about 5 minutes to make any of these. They are very low effort on purpose.
All right, let's see. Hole. All right, hole. We're good.
I'm literally just poking holes until I get 2 that work. Maybe 3 if I have a carb.
Yeah. Sounds like a good Saturday night.
Right? Poking holes all night.
Yeah. So damn. All right. We got, as far as wrestling as a whole, is just damn. I think the business is in a good place right now. I know WWE is what it is or whatnot. It's just this money making machine right now to where people just throwing millions and billions of dollars at it for what a lot of us are just wondering why. And
see, my theory is that I don't know why anybody else treats WWE as something other than for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially in the last 10 years, I know they've tried to spice it up with saying bitch now and again now, but especially for the last 10 years, like it's specifically been for kids, and people want to try to say it's for them, but like, no, you have your own wrestling other places. Let the kids have something.
Yeah, WWE is more of a company now than, it has ever been a wrestling company. It's more company focused rather than wrestling focused and whatnot. And I don't blame them, because I mean, if you own a company, you want it to be successful. And right now, their company is fucking successful.
It's like if you go to Disney and be like, why don't you have the wild rides anymore? It's like, because we're family oriented. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because they have shareholders that, any decision is passed by 20 different people before it can go to air. Yeah. There's not a long leash to be able to do anything without making a lot of people unhappy. And
then I just kind of feel like for that reason as to why the product itself is the way it is just like, all right, you Vince McMahon is getting ran over all over in the corporate portion of it. He's like, but I own this shit on the inside, so I can do what the fuck I want in here. Fuck all that shit over there. So you get what you get.
And I mean, I hear the stories about him ripping up scripts an hour before Raw and rewriting them. But also those scripts are written by TV writers for wrestling, not by wrestling writers. So I want to know what those scripts were before Vince tore them up. And I want to see how bad, like maybe they were terrible and maybe Vince actually improved them. And we just don't know.
Or he just was like, he didn't like it,
Right. I mean,
specifications.
Books for what he wants to see. And my longtime theory is he's been rebooking the Bible. Like, I want to find like a footnote and like try to match up the places and see if it rotates around. But I feel like it's been the same. He's been booking Bible stories for years now.
Oh, give me an example.
I see. Okay, so I went to Catholic school, but I don't remember a thing about it, and I haven't like researched this at all. This is a very loose theory. Mm-hmm. I could not tell you one Bible story.
Very well.
Like,
I don't think I could either.
But it's just a hunch. With like, I feel like that would be the ultimate irony. Like Vince is very, Vince versus God.
Yeah. That was
and I feel like that's kind of maybe a little satire. I think
it came up. It came up. That clip came up not too long ago too. It popped up on somebody's social media, and I seen it.
Which I think that's still one of the most. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Is just God's entrance.
Yeah, it was just like a spotlight.
Yeah, it was just a spotlight coming out to like hum hallelujah, and just the commentary selling it. And I know Vince thought it was the funniest thing in the world, and I'm just picturing him just
such good shit.
Exactly.
But what are you thinking about AEW and all the things that they're doing?
I think they're doing a lot of things right. I mean, just the way they structure their show, like the end always ending in kind of a big, brawl a little bit. Mm-hmm. They really build to the next show. as far as I can't stand that Dark and Elevation are a total of like 5 hours. I do not have the time for that.
Well, yeah. I think my theory on that is almost like they are producing tons and tons of content in a short span of time because they are on track to open their own library or their own streaming service and whatnot. So they're just piling up content so they have something to stock the streaming service with.
Right. And I mean, I know a lot of his personal bias. Like, I don't enjoy being the Elite.
I haven't watched it in a long time.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Young Bucks. Like, they're great in the ring. They're just, I don't know, a little boring for me.
Hey, it'd be like that. I mean, I don't like Finn Balor, so.
I mean, he's wrestled the same match for 10 years.
Yeah, I don't like Okada either.
So my New Japan chops are very not good. I've only seen Okada's Wrestle Kingdom matches, so I think Okada's great. Small sample size.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I can understand that or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I have seen, I did see what he did in TNA, so that kind of really evened the fences on that.
That was hilarious to me because I had the Pope on this podcast. And, we spoke about that or whatever, and he is under the theory of Okada, the Rainmaker, stole his gimmick.
I mean,
just look at it.
If you put them side by side, it's
the same shit. The money coming from the ceiling, all that.
Right.
That's all the Pope.
Oh man, I buy it.
Yeah, and and they did work together. So
right. And I saw Okada like dress up like the Young Bucks too, so he's not like above shilling someone else's gimmick.
Yeah, and then he was there on excursion, so he had to find himself and find things to make it work for him.
Hey, I don't think they saw this one over there.
We're in Japan, man. Nobody worried about this.
Right. But yeah,
with everything going on and everything, it is like Impact had both of their titles merged. New Japan just had two of their titles merged. So now I'm under the assumption that Kenny Omega is going for all the titles. I mean, he said that, of course, and that's the angle that they're playing and whatnot. Do you think we have that match, Kenny Omega, the AEW champion, versus the New Japan champion of who is currently Will Ospreay? But I doubt if it'd be Ospreay by the time that actually comes to fruition, if it does. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Ospreay's going to drop the title to Okada, and it's going to be Omega and Okada, and Omega's going to win, and then we'll probably get Omega Ibushi.
That's what I'm thinking of.
That's like if I was fantasy booking it, as much as like I know I sound like a hater tonight, but like Kenny Omega is kind of a wet fart for me.
He has become that to me.
Yeah,
it's just like
you can't coast for this long.
Well, it's like the Bucks, Cody, and Kenny Omega is because I know what their status is in AEW as far as being a competitor and like part owner and booker or whatever the fuck. It's just like I don't look at them the same anymore.
Right.
Because I know they have stake and they are part of that company on a managerial level. So it's just like I look at them and it's just like it's hard to enjoy the story because it's like, are you booking this or,
Which I think it's the gimmick though, because if you look at what Kenny Omega is doing right now, it reminds me of like, when Kevin Nash in WCW like was in storyline also the booker, or he was the commissioner, and he would just show up and order people around, and he would show up drunk, but he would make it very known that he was booking it. But that's the way it's done the right way. Like the part to Kenny Omega's gimmick is that he needs to be using his power to get the, what he wants, and he's just kind of saying, "No, I'm doing it all based on my talent." Like, no, if you're being a heel, be a heel.
Yeah.
I mean, I use my strings.
Yeah, the Bucks are kind of doing it just like a tad bit, but not to the full potential. And then they just flip flop. He's like, we're face, we're heel. We're a reluctant heel. Now we're full heel.
To be fair, anything that has happened in the last year and a half, I consider it a wash. I say everyone's doing great and giving their best effort. I mean, truly, no one should be working right now.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they are. Like, I personally enjoy what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm not going to be hypercritical of people just trying to make a living right now. Like, even if it's safe, people want to save things for crowds, and I understand that.
Yeah.
Like, I could understand just being in a holding pattern for a year while they work it out, and I'd be happy with just people wrestling matches.
Mm. Yeah. Then they had MLW had a fresh start not too long ago, and they got whatever they're doing with a New Japan Strong, their American product.
Yeah.
So they just crowned their a champion over there. What the fuck they call it? The Never Strong title or some shit?
Yeah.
Never title. Never ever after motherfucker. I don't know. But yeah. Wrestling is fun. I like it. I enjoy it. I would smoke a bong out of it if I could.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. I could get one of those wrestling rings. Yeah.
There you go. You're welcome.
Right. Yeah, actually, thank you. That might be a necessary purchase.
You get the elimination chamber and smoke that bitch.
Oh man, there's a lot of pipes in that.
See?
Yeah.
A lot of plugging and taping, man.
See, that's the thing. I also have been toying with the idea of revisiting some old ones and taking a different approach.
Oh, so like to see if you can, just modify
make it a bong
the
a different
design and
way.
make it better.
Yeah.
That could be the side project or whatever. It's like everything's a rehash or something like that.
Right. Everything's a repost. There we go.
It is. Hey.
See, that's how I operate. I always just come up with the idea on the spot, and it's if I write it down or not.
You do it now.
And how far it goes from there.
Do it.
I know.
You better secure that because I'm about to do it right now.
Right.
Haha. Everything's a repost, motherfucker. Then you have to be everything is a repost too.
I'd be everything's a repost fan account.
Shit. But so I'm just excited and intrigued for what number 69 is going to be. But
I know, and like if I had unlimited money, it'd be a real doll, 100%.
Ooh, that's a
pricey. That's like,
and then the blow up doll just wouldn't cut it.
No, I mean, those would be two different ones for sure. Like the mechanics of those ones, I would approach those differently for sure.
And then you can get the other pocket pussy, the one that looked like a whole half a bottom torso and shit. It's just like an ass and legs and shit.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yep, that was the next one too. Like that. Someone said I should just dedicate it entirely to sex toys.
Everything's a sex bong.
Right.
You ever seen that show, Lil Dicky?
Yeah.
Oh,
wait, no,
I'm Dave.
No, I haven't.
Dave or whatever.
Oh, Dave. Yeah, I know who Lil Dicky is. I haven't seen Dave.
Yeah, but his show is hilarious, and what made me think about that daggone lower torso pocket pussy thing or whatever. He had one of those in the show.
Okay.
And he cleaned it out with us. He cleaned it out with a stick, and he put you wrap toilet paper around the end of the stick and you just jam it in there, and and I think from what I've heard and seen of it from the episode or whatever, it's like half a dead body and shit. He picked that thing up and just flop it down and kaplunk.
Well, maybe that's how I can cheap out on the real doll and I can get a CPR dummy.
Ooh. Yeah, and that would work because I've messed with those and you press on the chest and it breathes out there.
Oh, that would. You have to. That's a 2-person operation. You got to do someone doing chest compressions while you're hitting the mouth. Yeah,
hold on. Listen, I'm interested in this too. I'm looking up a CPR dummy.
From what I remember, they're insanely expensive. It might be cheaper to get a real doll.
No, not really.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know what your definition of expensive is, but I'm looking on Amazon right now, and shit, you can get the baby combo kit for $384.
I'm not doing the baby.
I mean, that might be funny. And then you just got the regular adult CPR doll they got one for $93 and they got one for $143.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, you can get the adult and kid combo for. They got one for $248 and they got one for $384.
Fun for the whole family.
Or you can get the whole family for $556. It's 4 dummies. Or you can get the other one for $759 with 2 babies and 2 adults. Oh, they got one with interchangeable heads for $378. There you go. So you can have different types of bongs with that one.
Why do they need to be so specific with their CPR dummies?
Hey, man, I don't know. Because everybody's different. How would you do CPR on one of those the people that got the hole in their shit?
Oh man, yeah. Do you just go mouth to hole?
Yeah, you just kind of like cover all this up and blow in the hole.
Yeah.
Well, no, you have to you cover the mouth and you blow in the hole and the shit come out the nose or whatever, or you cover the mouth and blow in the nose and this too many.
Where's the carb on this person?
Yeah, is it? You could, damn, that'd be a bong. Smoke that person too. You can just put it in the thing and choke
right.
But I doubt if you put that on your roster or your list or whatever. We don't want you going to the morgue or nothing and chopping bitches up and making bongs.
I'm pretty sure smoking got them into that position in the first place. So,
well,
fuck.
Well, on that note,
can't lose anything, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Everything's a bong, man.
Everything. Tracheotomies, everything. But time has elapsed for us, sir. Okay. And I appreciate you for giving me your time and everything like that. You've opened my eyes to the possibilities of what could be a bong. Right now, while we've been doing this recording and whatnot, I've been thinking about it. And I'm just looking around the room and you're seeing about 20 things, right?
I'm like, what's up with the microphone, player?
Right.
Smoking the microphone. I need you to try to get a GoPro going.
Okay.
All right. I got a drone over here. What, you think you can smoke a drone?
So I've thought about doing a drone and I've had a couple like hypotheses. Like I wonder if I can use the spinning blades like a fan.
Oh.
Like if I can get, because I saw this world's smallest drone.
Yeah.
And I think that might be doable.
Okay, because like I got this is one of the ones I have. I got the Maverick Mini. So this thing is pretty small.
Oh yeah, that looks very doable.
Yeah, so like I mean you got the arms, they come out.
Right.
So it's about this big.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, the underside, that chamber looks like it's a good compartment that I could easily just do a 2-hole through the bottom. Right. And then it seems like there's a lot of air holes I'll have to cover up, though.
Yeah, you can get this gimbal out of here and put the thing.
Like I'm not above just covering a whole. Like it doesn't have to look good at all for my taste. It doesn't matter. That's right. I think the worst one for that was the clock. There's literally just tape wrapped around it the entire time.
Yeah, you didn't have enough time for that, right?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Shit, that could have been a tagline for that post.
I know. I'm very well versed in 6-year-old memes, so.
Yeah, I got the dad jokes and puns down to an extent.
Right.
But once again, sir, I mean, I appreciate your time and just, blowing my mind. I'm looking at this daggone, this Google Assistant right here. I'm like, hey, man.
Oh, the Google Home? Yeah, I thought about that one too. Yeah. There's a couple on the list. A car vacuum is a big one. I remember that one that I wanted to do.
Well, let's not spoil it because I keep trying to tell you bye, and if you just keep coming up with more shit, then we can just keep it going.
Nah, I think I'm gonna get something to eat. You'll have to keep an eye out for future projects. Yeah. They're coming. Big things coming 2021.
So before you go, let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Okay, on Twitter you can find me at Y'all Smoke Weed, YALL Smoke Weed. On TikTok you can find me at Everything A Bong. On Instagram, Everything's A Bong. On Twitch, y'all smoke weed with 3 L's.
Y'all.
Yes. And I think that's it.
Word.
Yeah, that. Oh, and on Cash App at $ Everything's A Bong.
Yeah, it's because the Cash App is important because you're funding this future projects and whatnot.
Exactly.
And if any of you have an idea for a bong, I mean, hit this man up. Cash App him the dough to get said item. Or, I mean, hey man, you got a PO box they can send you shit to?
I do not. That's actually an idea that I've thought of. I was just weary about the idea of people sending me things because I wasn't that established yet. Like, when it was just like 30 people and I'd get one person following me and I'd get one person very desperately wanting to send me something, I'd be like, but then I realized the appeal to it. So I'm like, yeah, it's something that I've definitely looked into and will do in the future.
Very well. So, I mean, it's out there. It's out there.
I mean, if anybody wants to pay for it, you got my Cash App.
There it is. So, as it is for every guest of the Random Rounds with Rob, you have been here, and the door is always open for you to come back to promote your next big thing, project, or whatever the case may be, or just to come shoot the shit.
Wonderful.
Hello, everybody. This is Hoppy. What's up, everybody? I'm over here cooking dinner with hooks, rubs, and spices. B-Rob turned me on to this stuff, and I tell you what, it's great. It's a homemade blend of the finest ingredients sourced from Texas gardens, farmers, and markets. And it's some good shit. I tell you what, try the smoking sweetness, or you can try Hoppy's favorite, the Mad Cow, which is a nice peppery slap in the face. One taste, and you'll be hooked. Hooks, rubs, and spices.